Yeah, okay. Answers my question.
Oh, the siren?
Well,
does it work?
I don't, it wasn't on last night.
It doesn't work.
No.
Go on?
I don't think it works in the winter. It's all messed up.
Do you know any of these people?
It's a daylight savings time.
Only works during the summer.
I don't know either of them.
Seriously, it's getting old.
I mean, I know where that's at. It's down the street from you, right?
Alright. Call the November 12th City of Goodhue Council work session meeting to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Present in the meeting is Chris Schmidt,
Michael Brunkhorst.
Janine Nagel.
Jason Mandelco.
Lori Lumen, Lisa Reddepenny.
alright, thank you, thank everybody for coming. Approve or amend the agenda, any amendments?
I have none.
None?
Do we have to add that?
You have a new sheet for the certified for these years,
Yeah,
so that just was.
replaces the one that was in there.
So
Mhm.
it's just replacing one sheet from that.
Let's see this.
It was the one that was sitting.
I see this one. I was
It
saying
was on the back of
it.
this one right here.
Okay.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Request to approve the October 22nd, 2025 City Council meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Alright, motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Second,
Second, sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, new business. Approved resolution 25-19 declaring vacancy in office of mayor, appointment to mayor and vacancy of council respectively.
Okay, so is this for both seats, or this is just for mayor?
The one.
Just the one, okay.
The other one will be done after Joe's, the December 30th, it'll be done in January. Because he's until the 31st of December.
Even though
We
we
don't have a meeting after that?
we'll have a meeting January.
January the 1st.
So you can't announce a vacancy until it is vacant, I guess. So, yeah, we just have to wait.
I'll make a motion on the
I'll s-
resolution.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. For resolution 25-19. Alright, next one is the oath of office for the mayor.
Already filled in your name,
Yeah,
so if you would like to read it yourself, you sure can. Please raise your right hand. Would you like to say it or repeat after me?
I, Chris Schmidt, do solemnly swear to affirm to support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Minnesota, and all the laws, ordinances, and resolutions of the City of Goodhue, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of mayor for the City of Goodhue in the County of Goodhue in the State of Minnesota to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you.
Sign.
get the minutes to the bank, so then you can sign it.
Yeah, just let me know, when, come down, so.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, so the next. We're gonna talk about the Trinity Church water issue.
Yes, if you all are ready for him to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me.
Well, just praise God that we're living in a democracy that is alive and well. I want to thank all the veterans and military men and women who serve our country so that we can live in a democracy that can resolve issues through dialogue and kind of clarification. So I'm here to seek clarification and maybe some resolution with regard to the situation that I found myself in recently. I'm used to opening up the mail and finding the bill for the Holy Trinity water bill, and it was fine for a while, and then it kicked up $100, and I started kind of wondering what was going on. Jason came by and we saw that there might be a leak. We couldn't really find anything, so I kept my ears and eyes to where I could see kind of like the toilets. That's really the toilets and the faucets. That's basically what we have. We don't have any laundry. We don't have any people showering there. We don't have a kitchen to speak of. We just basically have toilets and sinks. So it turns out that I'm kind of watching the bills, and the bills kind of go back to normal, but then I get stuck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 months later, I get this huge bill, and it doesn't make sense to me because the reporting is such that apparently there was just kind of the usage was being estimated, and the readings just were kind of being estimated, and so there seems to be a sense of like, okay, we were estimating, but it really should be this actual. And we got hit with like 500,000 more gallons of water than we were used to. So the bill was quite high. Instead of a monthly bill of let's say $88 in May of 24, and then it jumped up to $100 in May of 24. That's when Jason has written a little article or a little letter saying that's when he put in a new meter. I didn't know, I wasn't really aware of that, but and then it kind of went normal, and then it jumped up again. And so I was looking around, and I found that there was a kink in the chain where the flapper is in one of my toilets. I thought, well, that might be the culprit, and I was able to fix it, and I thought the problem was resolved because of the bills coming in at a normal rate, $104, $109, $103, but then I got a bill of $1,890.52. So after 12 months of thinking that I had solved the problem, apparently there was just kind of a goodwill gesture on the part of the city to say, okay, we're just going to give the usage of 5,000 until an unknown date. And I guess that date arrived then on August of 27, 2025, when I was given this bill of $1,890. So I called a plumber, and he couldn't really find anything too serious. There was some leakage, but the problem is I didn't know about that leakage because for 12 months I was given this rate of a normal rate. So for 12 months, I thought I had resolved the problem. And then all of a sudden it was just added up. All these dates were kind of added up and I was given, this huge water bill. And I called around, I called other churches, I called residentials, and they're about $100. And they have people living in their homes, they're showering every day, they're laundering, every other day or whatever, and it just, bigger churches are about $100. And we don't have a very big church. I mean, I've got 2 other churches to try to manage, and we've got people there as well. So it just seems to me that there needs to be clarity around how we go about billing residents and public or worship churches. So I guess I want to try to figure out if we can have some sort of agreement that this was not the way to handle it, and maybe we could get some recompense or some sort of credit, because as I see it, the estimates were not, that was not my problem. And I don't understand why all of a sudden, without kind of any conversation, I was given this huge bill, because all of a sudden everything seemed to be added up. So, is there a way, I'm here to seek clarification and just try to figure out if there is in the policies of this city a certain way where I can get resolution to this problem and maybe get some credit for my water bill that seemed to be way very high compared to what it normally should be.
So, some of this is not what we were told, so let me ask a couple questions here.
Sure.
So were you told that you had a leak, yes or no?
They said that there might be a leak.
And when was that?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay,
I was there, I
Okay.
remember it.
okay,
I was
when
in there in the
that?
summer of,
Early summer 2024.
early summer 2024, yeah. Cause prior to 2024, in March, there was never a meter in the church.
Right,
So, once March came, it was in April,
April
put in
8th
the
of
meter.
2024.
yeah, put in the new meter, and that new meter's electronic, so
Okay.
it can read, will the handheld read it? But we also went down to the meter, and you could see that the meter was spinning, because it
Okay.
says there was water going through it.
Well,
That's
I
when we
was
checked.
with you, and there was someone in the office that could have been using the toilet.
But they weren't, because we checked, remember?
Well, okay, but that's true, but we went around and it stopped. It stopped. So we went around and checked to see if there was any leak, and there was no leak.
But you did have a leak in the sink, and you did have a leak in that toilet downstairs at that time.
Well, it wasn't running, because you said nothing's running right now. And we went outside to check to see if it maybe was an outside spigot, and those were dry.
But then the meter still said it had a leak on it. Then it went, now correct me, Lori, because we both worked on this, right? Then it was good for a while, and then the last month of July, or August, that's when I read the meters, and it said there was a leak on the handheld, and when you looked it up onto the software, it said there was a leak on there also, so that's when you got the higher bill. So sometime between when I was there and another time, there was a leak somewhere in the system. That's how it racked up them extra gallons. So,
I was in that building looking, and I thought I fixed a little problem.
okay, so you didn't call the plumber?
No, I didn't, not at that time.
Okay.
And here's what we have here is about a year of estimates. And so that's when I'm going off of, like, okay, I have resolved this situation, and then all of a sudden I get this huge bill.
So you got the huge bill because you had a leak?
Well, that wasn't indicated though, and no one told me about it. because you can't expect me to, receive these bills that everything is fine and all of a sudden, oh, we're gonna charge you because you had a leak for about a year. And we're gonna add everything up and boom.
Well, that doesn't, oh, sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead.
so your position is nobody told you you had a leak? That's your position?
That's my position because I fixed what I thought was the problem. And it seemed to indicate that for the bills coming in for a whole, about at least 11 months. Right?
So from the time that Jason went out there on April 8th and installed the meter, from April 8th until September 1st of 2025, that was, what, 16 months, 15 months?
But the meter was installed in 2024.
Correct. And this bill that it says here for the 1890 was September 1st, 2025. So from April of 24 to September 25, what were you paying every month? Was it like, cause you pay based off what the reader's saying, right?
That's right.
The difference in what your meter said the month before to what you currently have.
So
I see what you're saying. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. So in all of 2024, after this meter went, it's 104, 104, 104, 104, 104, 104. So why would you,
It was still estimated.
It was still estimated.
It wasn't actual.
So why would it have been estimated when the meter was installed in 2024?
There were a lot of estimates done.
There was a lot.
So,
You can have a leak though in a month's time, like run up a lot of water.
And that, correct me if I'm wrong, but that bill, big bill wasn't an accumulation, it was
It was the 1 month that it showed up on that reader.
Yeah, it wasn't an accumulation or going backwards.
You know, but every month that was only being estimated at 5,000, it could have been 10,000 or 15,000, but
Okay, so the issue isn't about the meter. The issue is that you were being charged for estimated water for all of 2024, pretty much, and halfway into 2025. I think is the actual issue. Is that a correct statement? So how would he have known he had a leak? I guess.
Jason indicated that he stopped in at the church and told office staff.
I did one other time throughout the summer. Must have been.
well, when we
I guess I didn't write it down what day. It was probably
But
sometime
I mean,
midsummer.
if you have
I
a leak,
stopped.
your bill should be higher.
Right.
I mean, that's just an extrapolation.
Because the thing still said it had a leak in there, because it reads it, when you read it, it'll say leak.
And I guess what I'm confused about is I'm just confused how this software was reading an even number of 5,000, 2, 3, 4.
It wasn't,
It
those were
wasn't.
estimates.
we estimated the 5,000 because I thought hopefully that's a high number because it was coming.
So the
from
estimation was wrong.
extra high, and we were hoping that they would find their leak, and then hopefully the next month we'd find a reading that was better, and it just kind of kept escalating, and I finally said, let's just get the bill to them, because if we don't, it's gonna keep escalating, and the leak is gonna keep going and going, so.
I'm sure it caught up.
Once you got that bill, then that's when the leak got fixed, right?
That's correct, but that would have been, so if you're saying that it was 500,000 gallons of water, that's a huge amount. We would have seen something, I would have heard something, I was watching, I was kind of looking around for something, but that's a lot of water.
because like even in April, after the meter was put in, it shows that, 5197 was the usage, and then the next month it says 5,000, like
Because they wrote in an estimated.
Right.
Actually more than that, we were hoping
And then
that we would-
July and August, it's up.
Get some kind of-
It doesn't matter.
So I guess what I'm confused about is, okay, so if the reading was higher than that, and then we estimated it to be lower, to be fair, why are we then billing them for what the total was when we shot ourselves in the foot to begin with?
Mhm.
Well, I think too, we were having a lot of meter reading issues with the accounts, and not sure if that was considered one of them too at the time.
Right,
So
that one
we were
was
like,
not.
is this one of the mistakes, something's not right in the system? So after more investigation of the other accounts that have had some issues, and this one, it didn't have any issues, and it was the actual usage that went through the meter.
I think this is a whole bunch of stuff that went wrong all at once.
I think there's a culmination of things that
Yeah, I
happened
think
that
it's
could
three,
have.
yeah, and I mean, also,
definitely.
it's also my understanding that you did, that the church never received any water bills, and this is an accurate statement,
Well,
for 55 months. From,
no, we received water bills and we were paying them.
but not on water, just on
Just on.
Just on
co-
connection.
connection.
No use.
There was no usage.
So you didn't have
No.
the usage from 2011 to 2018.
So I look at what they gave me here, the readings are for 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. So that's what I'm going after, usage, they got usage here, so. I
No,
guess
I'm
I
just
don't-
talking, this happened from 2011 to 2018.
I guess going back further,
So-
what we have in front of us here is
You got free water for,
it is from 2011 to 2018. It was estimated of 12,000 gallons per month was used to calculate your bill. From 2018 to 2023, there was 55 months where it was estimated at zero, meaning
there was no.
they were only billed for your connection and no water service. I guess the problem is we can't look at that and go, they got free water, we got to charge them now for it. That's not our
Right.
problem. That's
Right.
water under the bridge.
Right.
No
So-
pun intended.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just saying, I mean, everybody is
So I
got a
think
deal here.
in my eyes here, I think there were a lot of things that could have gone differently. And I feel almost inclined to agree that we can't just throw $1,800 at someone.
I'm assuming the reason the water got so high was because it caught up at that last bill from all the prior months.
Correct. I'd be interested to see, do you have the data to show what you were actually reading through those
I can
You know,
go
for
back,
that year?
I can go back 60, and I,
60
No,
reads? Or
30
60?
days. I went back 30 from
Okay.
the last month. I can't
So you
go
could-
back more than that
You can only go back for 1 month
on the thing. you
on
know.
the software. Okay.
And he's been normal since then, so, normal usage,
Since it got.
since it's got,
Yeah.
or
So
caught
what-
up.
what are you looking for the city to do here? Let's
Well,
cut to the
I
chase.
just think.
You're looking for some sort of resolution, is
I
that
think so.
correct?
Clarity, more clarity, like a policy that says you've got to give the owner, you gotta talk to me when you put a meter in. You got to say, hey, this is high and we're gonna put it on your bill, so that I can figure out what's going on. But then the usage, so if you're putting down 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, that means somehow you can put down whatever number you want, and I don't want it that way, because I don't know if these other higher numbers are accurate. So I'm just kind of wondering, how do we resolve this? I guess I'm gonna be watching that water meter a lot more closely now that I know how to read it. But I just think it's, we have to have better policy, I think.
But when you say policy, what do you mean by that?
Well,
I'm
I mean
not-
that there should be a policy where if there is a higher reading or usage, that bill goes to the owner so they can address the issue right away instead of getting hammered a year later with a huge bill.
I think the word policy
Yeah,
might be too much.
yeah.
Might be too much. I think
I see what you're
what
saying.
we're trying to think here is a new procedure.
Yeah,
Where
I see
when
what-
it
I see
gets
what you're
to a certain number,
Mhm.
look into it. I guess my biggest thing here is it was estimated for like 12 months. And I know me as a homeowner, like if my bill comes in super high,
Mhm.
I've got questions, right? I'm gonna start looking for leaks or whatever it may be, like I did this last time.
Mhm.
But for my bill to
Isn't
come
right.
in and see even number of whatever for 12 months, I'm gonna raise question, but at the same time, like, I think as the city, we should have been more informative and more correct on this to say, hey, like, there's something wrong, but at the same time, as a homeowner or business owner, they should have came down to the city within the last 12 months and said, why are these numbers estimated? Like,
Why do I get the same number every month?
yeah,
Same number,
The thing is,
even.
I didn't know that they were being estimated.
You probably had a church staff just paying the bills and no one was noticing it or something, and
I look at the bill and I'm the one that says it looks pretty normal. I mean, we have a fairly normal activity
yeah, $105 or whatever looked pretty normal.
from 88 to 100 to 229 to 104. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, there might have been some extra, but then when it was 230, that's when I said, wait a second, and that's when I kind of started asking questions, and then went back to, 104, 104, 104. And I didn't know exactly what to be looking for, quite frankly. I mean, it's a fairly, there's tier 1 and tier 2, and
That makes sense.
all these numbers that I just kind of struggled with. But yeah, as I got out in the community, just asked other people, their bills are like, one church is about $100 a month, and residential homes are not that high, and they're showering, they're cooking, and we just we don't have that huge of usage.
Mhm.
So I mean, I think procedures, maybe policy was a little strong.
Right, I get what you're saying.
But yeah, procedures would be helpful.
Generate a courtesy letter or something.
yeah, I mean.
We have to talk about this.
Yeah, at least like, let somebody know something
Yeah.
before we throw almost a $2,000 bill at. It's, and that, and that's not just because it's a church, I mean, anybody, I would expect some sort of courtesy at my house if, I had an uptick in bills, but.
Mhm. Yeah.
The only thing I'm gonna add is, when you say you didn't realize a meter was installed, you let me in the door to do it, cause we didn't, down in the basement, the church was locked. So, cause I remember you being there, cause we installed it, there was never one in there.
There was never one in there. Okay.
No, and that was in
I don't-
April.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
I don't have a great memory sometimes.
Well, you got a lot of stuff going on, but,
Yeah,
so I just,
but then you put it in there,
we installed it,
right?
yep, it started working.
Okay.
We had a leak for a while, it didn't come back. This summer it came back again. I did stop at the church and talk to one of the staff once. They said they were gonna let you know, and I didn't hear any more, so I'm like, well, it must have got it taken care of. So,
How accurate are these
they're
readers?
accurate.
They're pretty good.
They're accurate. Honestly, water meters, as they age, they become less accurate. They become less accurate in the term of the homeowner because they
I've been
don't
monitoring
read
it.
as efficient. So there's water slipping past them. So if you ever say, "Oh, my water meter's not reading right, I want it replaced," don't do it. You're getting the fair end of the deal,
Yeah,
not the
you
city.
don't wanna put an old, yeah,
You don't want to replace it. So
because then you'll get
Come
more.
up with a resolution.
And this one's an E-Series one, so this one reads with a magnet or a laser
okay,
instead of a disc.
so it's not.
Yep. But it has been resolved. I checked it every day this week and 3 times last week. There is no more leak. The only thing I'll add is we did have a plumber contact us about the church, and he said he found a pressure problem. Talked to Lori. That was about in September, wasn't it?
So they need like an RPZ put in or what?
Doing the work and
No, there was, you took the call because you called me.
we added some machine or whatever on the pipe in one spot and said, but I'm not finding a leak. And I said, well, the bill doesn't seem, because it's, our meter reader is getting all these numbers. And he said, well, hold on just a minute. And then he moved it to a different pipe and he said, there's another pipe going off and there's definitely a leak there. So, if any other issues, I'll give you a call.
Was something fixed?
Yes, I mean, he did replace some things, but at first he couldn't really find anything. And then I said, well, we do, one of our sinks, if you don't shut it off correctly, it'll leak. And so I said, fix that and fix the the little kink that I thought I had fixed, I said, you might as well replace that too.
And that fixed everything?
Well,
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Well, I monitored it the last couple weeks, not every day, but every couple, and it has not been leaking now. It's been, since the plumber's been there, it's been remedied. So, and we can, it'll show up again if you have a problem. I think the best, moving forward, instead of going inside, I think maybe just direct communication with you and say, hey, it's got a higher water usage than normal.
Okay, yeah, that's helpful.
So that's probably how we're gonna approach it.
But I mean, that's just a huge number where I just, you know,
Well, it's a huge number for anybody, really.
right. And because it seems like it can, the readings are put in there manually. I mean, then all of a sudden, boom, it jumps up. That must have been put in manually then. So I don't know, it just seems like it should be a little bit more accurate and, because, I mean, if this is the report, then somehow we need to be, I think we should still get some sort of credit for, you know, it's just a huge amount of water in that 1 month. And I just know that it wasn't, you know, in September, it wasn't, in my mind, there wasn't any more leaks.
So was that 1,890 bill been paid?
I did pay it right away.
You did,
because-
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm a person that says, okay, pay the bill and try to resolve it. I didn't wanna hold on to it because I've got a part-time bookkeeper. So, you know, it's kinda hard to hold on to things, so I wanna get it, squared away as quickly as possible and then try to figure things out. So,
Yeah, I think we need to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk
Some
about
more.
it.
We'll talk about it.
great. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time and your efforts. I really appreciate people who are involved with public service. I am also a public servant, and it's very challenging at times, but it is such a blessing to be here, to be able to work through things and kind of find a resolution that's fair and that will hopefully kind of mitigate any other miscommunications or other problems that we might have along the way. So thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next one is gonna be the resolution 25-18, the final tax levy for 2026. Anybody got any questions?
It was preliminary set at 10. We cannot go up. We can keep it the same, or you can go down. And I have the 5%, 7%, 10% on the final budget, what it would be increasing to, or adding to.
I'm gonna make a comment. I'm troubled by the comments that were in these reports about fund balances and, financial filings not matching. I'm really struggling with the levy when I kind of feel like we don't have a handle on our books. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. I just don't know if we have a handle on it. And I don't know if we are, because I mean, we were like 170K over our budget from last year, which I get, right? I guess I'm just not comfortable, like when there's statements like we have to go through 20 years of expenses and distributions. Our general ledger doesn't match from 2023. I guess, I don't know what getting these books in order looks like. But I guess that's where I'm struggling on, do we even know the money that we have? Before we just vote for a levy? Because that's what we've always done. I mean, if
We
that
do
makes sense.
now, but looking back, I noticed there was no balancing. So when I started here to balance and close out the year end, I was working to try to get it as, I had 4 days to do it at the end of 2023. And I was trustful in the amounts over there.
Okay,
The budget that was produced for this coming up year are actual numbers, not based on what was in it. This is what's coming in next year and what's going out next year. I can fix all of that from the past. It's really just verifying, we got the money in, it was allocated into the wrong fund in not in correct amounts for the bond payments, the tax levies that were coming in,
well, that's,
the special assistance, but this is general fund. This balancing is for general fund.
right, that's what I'm, okay,
Yeah.
even the general fund, right? I guess, so you're confident that the general fund books are in order?
The general fund is good, it's getting the bonds, the special assessments, all the ones that go into other accounts outside of the general fund. Like the garbage.
So you're not concerned that we were $170,000 over budget this year?
That was because I paid off a bond early.
Well, no, that's
I
not,
used that money.
right,
I
and,
used
and,
that money, and it was $73,000 over. And there wasn't any allocations for capital improvement fund, that wasn't in there last year, that I
Right.
put in this year. There wasn't any savings account last year, that
Right.
was started this year.
right,
And the tip was unknown last year, that is now in there, so that is why the difference in
well, no, that's only 96K of it.
25,000, 10,000, and 44,000.
Well, that doesn't add up to 170.
And the 73 that I paid on the bond early, so we wouldn't have it next year.
Okay. So run those, give me those numbers again. Because it was the TIF, right? It was CETA, it was the transfer to
It was
savings.
Those things that are last on the thing, 25,000 for capital
Right.
improvements, that wasn't a transfer to savings account, that
Right.
wasn't done before. 15,607 for CETA,
Right,
44,416 for last year, and that wasn't a correct number. I was told that that is, because it started twice a year, not once a year.
mhm,
So now it's 99,000 instead of 44,000 for 2026.
okay. And we were over on Public Works, correct? Did you budget for Public Works last year?
95, or 85,000, and yes, we were 91.3. That one was over public works. 91,380 was proposed or budgeted.
Okay. And what about legal?
Legal was budgeted 25, and we spent 27. We had to review TIP, we had to review the abatement, and we updated the employee handbook, which was
That was horrible.
extremely outdated, and we had to get it updated, so those things all happened.
We went from 6 pages to probably 25. We all worked on that.
60.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I'm just using that as an
There
example.
wasn't anything in the handbook
Nothing.
pertaining to current laws.
So we spent 27.3 on legal so far this year. Is that correct? So on a budget of 1.2, we spent 1.3.
From 20 proposed to 2025 actual.
So your comments in the minutes about it doesn't affect the general ledger then?
That is not the general ledger, no.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, that clears that up. So I'm willing to go 5% on the levy. I'm also not comfortable, it's just me and Michael, so, but I really can't do anything about that. It's a heavy weight to carry.
Well, Chris gets to,
I thought he didn't get to vote.
he votes also.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh, I didn't know that.
If there's a tie, he breaks
Oh.
it.
Yeah, I agree with 5.
Somebody wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to have the 2026 levy be 5%.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Proceed to dues. Alright, next. 2520. Resolution certifying past due utility billing to the Goodview County Auditor. All of you guys got this, special assessment.
My packet's all out of order.
It's the same sheet.
Yeah, okay.
There was one removed from the list you initially got to today.
Oh, the top
He
one,
paid
yeah,
today. He paid today.
Which one?
the top one.
Zero, this one? Okay.
Yeah, the one that's like $500. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 feet. Okay. I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Approving resolution 25-20. Next thing, water rates for 3 years. I think I got completely messed up in my whole. So water rate set for 3 years.
Jason had just recommended that we chat about the water rates.
We're not making a motion tonight to do anything. right?
No, it's just to talk about setting them.
What are they now?
I guess, if you're all right with that, I think we should push it to the next meeting.
Yeah,
To December?
Yep, because I got some more information today,
Oh,
Okay.
so. If that's good with you guys.
mhm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, we'll push the water rate
Table
to,
Table
till
till
December.
till-
Was that December 12th or 13th, 14th, whatever.
Something around there.
Something like that. All right, next, CETA renewal discussion. I think that's you, Janine. Maybe?
Yeah, what was it this year?
It's going to be next year, 16,400.
And when do we have to let them know by?
We haven't even got the contract yet.
Okay, can we push that to December as well?
We just paid the fourth quarter one.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Sorry, what was the 2024 pricing? Or 2026 pricing?
16,400 a year.
I'm gonna push that to December.
Yep. No worries.
All right, approve the gambling application for the Goodview Community Fund.
Oh, you're
Sure.
gonna talk? Oh. Is that-
Yeah, the community fund is looking to do a raffle to benefit the girls basketball.
Awesome.
Any questions about this? We're gonna see the answer.
So
We're
you're,
looking at doing the drawing January 15th. The drawing will be at the school at a home game.
you said January 15th?
Correct.
you want?
Oh, yeah, I can, you can talk a little. Okay. Hello, I'm Ava Walker. I'm representing the Goodhue Girls Basketball. We're looking to get our raffle approved. We hope to sell 1,000 tickets, $20 each. It would be a 50-50 payout. As he already said, this would happen January 15th of 2026. As far as what we'd use this money for, firstly, we use it for all of our apparel and gear. We have undershirts, which are grays that 7 through 12 get, as well as practice jerseys. And we also enter in-season and out-of-season tournaments that we have to pay to get entered into, as well as we do a trip to Wisconsin Dells, which is another tournament for 9 through 12 graders.
Awesome.
Great.
Perfect.
Great job. I see a future in politics for you. I'll make a motion to approve the gambling application.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There you go.
Great job.
All right, next is approve the 2026 agreement state building code administration.
This is done yearly. It's the same terms and wording as we've had in the past.
Okay.
So I guess one question I had is, so it says like, oh, it's just a state bill. The administration part, what is that?
They do it.
Okay. So this is just the state building code.
They
Okay.
administer it, they do the follow-up, the
Kind of what I assumed.
assignments and assess the amounts that the building permits are.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept the 2026 state building code administration.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Very good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
good night.
Have a great season.
Thank you.
All right, next is motion to document and correct fund balances. And refund school for,
Well, we had found that the meter reading for them was out of whack. And between Lori and Jason, they had determined that when the water meter was switched, it was switched from cubic feet to gallons, but in the software, at the time that it was installed, it wasn't changed to gallons, and it was measuring it in cubic feet. And it was charging them. It was, the rate conversion was 7.4. Thank you. And it was timesing the gallons by that and billing them on that inflated rate. So they found it. Believe me, there's been a lot of things that these two have been fixing, one by one getting the list fixed. This is one that was found. It inflated the rate that they were charged. When they found it from the last meter reading, I immediately went over to Evan and told them that that is what happened and that there was going to be a refund based on the charges that were overcharged. So I calculated it. I went back from 2022 and it was determined that it was when the water meter was put in and it was not changed in the software. October of 2022 is when it happened. So I went through and got the actual reading, what it should have been. And since the overage also triggered sewer, I had to go through sewer and what it should have been. And since the reading triggered more tax, I got the tax and what it should have been. And I have the grand total here that we will be cutting a check to the school to make this clear, to even it up, give them back the overage. And when it was caught, Lori changed it in the system and the reading that they had for this month was accurate. And it was much less because it wasn't being timed by that.
So this is unrelated to the last
Right.
issue.
It is.
I mean, go ahead.
On my side, when you read it, it was correct. It was in the software, the billing software.
Yeah.
That's where we caught it, cause we caught it, was it last month?
This is the Thursday of
Yes.
reading.
Thursday, we said this isn't right, so we looked into it, cause the bills print automatically. They go through, my side said it was always fine. We caught that it was not entered correctly years ago.
And they didn't ask any questions?
I get that, I mean,
Never.
but we're going back, this is, I mean, I guess where I'm struggling is how could this have gone on since 2022?
Because,
You never look into that aspect of
Right.
the software.
Right.
you know,
It was consistent.
And that's number one, and number two, is he willing to I mean, do we have to pay him all the 58K up front, or can we do it in like 3 years at zero interest, or, I mean, it's just a lot.
It is, and we are able to do it. I said, I don't really think you wanna have this much of a credit and work off it, cause that'll make their budgeting for the next 3 years out of whack. So we can do it. It's their money. I mean, we have.
I know, I
that.
understand
We
that.
have that in there to be able to, the bulk of it was in water, but they did trigger some sewer charges.
So what is in the water account?
There is.
Because, I mean, it's not,
This water is, it's a mess. Well, and also to that, while she's looking that up, I'd also like to understand what happened to the utility bills this month?
why?
Because when we got our bill, it didn't include our sewer. So then, so was that everybody in Goodhue got the wrong bill? Okay, so how does that happen?
That was the one that went out email before I printed them. When I printed them, I caught it, saw that it didn't have.
Okay, so only the people that got emails got the wrong bills. Okay,
Okay, I was gonna say, I didn't even notice the wrong bill.
okay, so that's not,
Environmental stuff in the middle of the month, and it caught that date, and for some
Okay.
reason didn't throw sewer.
so it's only the people that, okay, well, that makes me
It
feel
got
better.
stopped before it went out.
Okay,
right.
okay, well, that makes me feel
I
better.
opened up all 444 envelopes and
Okay.
took out the old bill and
Stuffed
refolded and
them.
put it all
Okay, well, that
back
makes
in
me
again.
feel better.
Water has 238,689
See,
in it.
but it doesn't, because it would be 238, whatever less the 60 is, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was answering Michael's question, this is what's in it now. I was answering his
Yeah.
question.
So that's what's currently sitting at the moment.
That's currently what's in it.
But we still owe them water, but I thought we were running a negative, right?
Not in the
Not
water.
now.
No, the
Not
water
in
and
the
the
water.
sewer are-
That's one.
Water and sewer by law have to be on their own fund. They cannot be in the general fund. Water and sewer has to pay for water and sewer, that's all they can pay.
They can't pay for anything else.
So that's why like Jason and Todd, and I'm assuming you two, have a little bit of water and sewer because that's what you work with, but it's a small percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, so our income was 229, our disbursements were 374, right? I'm reading your report.
That was,
So-
that was
So
for
the
this
fund,
year.
right, but the fund had a starting balance of 386.
Correct, because that's what's carried over from the prior years.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, 386 and
And we
229,
take
Okay.
in approximately
347,
1 to 3 to 25 a month
okay,
in water. So 2 months
I see what you mean, the
would
numbers.
take care of this, and it would be done. I mean, I'm comfortable with doing it, but you guys are the one that has to.
I guess another question is how many other accounts are sitting out there like this? I mean, there are a lot,
I don't think there's many after this
We went
week.
through everything, what day was it?
so we're not gonna be caught
Thursday.
unawares.
USI gentleman was here from the Badger meter.
We had the software or the hardware
People come.
people come last week, and they spent the whole day with them trying to figure out and fix these things, because this has been ongoing.
That was the like $900 for them to come out and teach you how to use the software and everything fully.
He
Okay.
went account by account with
We
them.
went through every
Okay,
account.
good,
And I
good,
spent
Every-
days last week
okay,
going through each in person's,
Yes.
cause you can log in, each person has a ticket. I sorted them, she was with us, we sorted out, went through all of them. I'm assuming,
what's your confidence level?
my confidence is 98%, we got them all.
I love
After all
it.
the time
I
we
love
spent
it.
doing that the last 2 weeks.
Yes,
So
and
how-
then not only that, but the past year. They've
The
been
last
trying
2
to
years.
2% will
get
milk,
this
How many
repellent.
did we find more?
We probably started with, what do you think, Lori? 60 to 100?
Issues?
Oh, with
When?
issues when you
When
started?
you
started.
when I started, yeah.
Yep, and we got it down to probably 16. Then
Okay,
we had it down to about 6, and then
Okay.
we gave up and called that, because we caught that issue we're talking about. I said, that's it. Called them people, they came last Thursday, because that's,
We can't have any more.
You can't have that.
We can't have any more of these.
they came down, they went through everything. We sat here, we didn't even take lunch, we ate, because he wanted to keep going, because he needed to leave, and so did I that day. We got it done, what would we spend, 7 hours with him?
Yes.
And he was very good. This guy was new from the time we had before,
Much better.
much better. He
Good.
explained everything, recreated new accounts for all of us. So I'm 98% sure.
and this
Now,
also would address the sprinkler issues from
yeah, we should have got all them
or
too.
earlier, okay.
There was many codes that were in there from years back. I mean, we're talking way back into early 2000s that weren't right. We took all them out, got them all changed.
I'm writing it down, 98%.
It was a good day.
It was a good
The
day.
time that they spent with them.
That guy was awesome. I sent him a review also because he was that good. So,
So we're really confident that all these issues, like with the church and the school, this is never gonna happen again.
can't say never
Yeah,
because
can't
I
say
talked to
never, you're
other,
right.
I've talked
You're
to
right.
other
It can
public
happen
works.
2%.
Right, 2%, right, okay.
I
Right.
talked to a couple other public works people and I mentioned what happened. Then I talked to the meter people, both her and I did. He was not surprised. This happens all the time,
Yeah,
a lot, because
Our problems are pretty small compared to most
Yes.
big cities.
he said it was really small because he said what happens is codes get entered, the reader software and the billing software have to talk to each other. You have changeover in staff. Somebody 15 years ago could have put something in wrong. It doesn't get looked at because the bill's automatically printed. That's the good thing about technology. The bad thing is stuff gets missed. If people don't call and say, hey,
And if
I got a
people
high
don't-
bill.
Yeah, and if people don't move.
yep,
It
it just
goes right
continues
back
to
up,
go.
You know, the same bill goes up.
So you tell me never move. Perfect.
And I never
Well.
spent a lot of time looking through the meters, but now this month and next month and the next month, I have to spend just to make sure we got these cleared up. I have to look at a lot more.
well, I mean, you can only go forward, right?
Right.
So, I think,
What do you think, Lori? I'm confident.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A lot better. And,
so I guess I'll make a motion to refund the school.
I will second.
You wanna do it in one lump sum or?
I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, if we have the money, we have the money.
I think one lump sum. Makes
I
accounting
didn't realize
easier.
it was a separate deal, so, yeah.
Alright,
fund balances and refund school all in one, or is it two separate things?
All in one.
All in one.
All in one payment.
Yeah, it will be one check.
motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we had different monies.
alright, all in favor of paying the school back their water bill refund?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Alright, next thing is appoint council position to vacancy.
There were 2 applications in your packet, and that was all that was received. When I talked to Bob, he said if you were looking for more, you can continue on, go one more month to see if you get more. He just said that it has to continue moving forward. You can't just stop and say, we'll do it next year in March or something like that.
Oh.
complete till next year. So it's 1 year term and 1 month if you appoint to me.
So the people that are appointing are only gonna be on for a year?
A year and 1 month. They would finish out Chris's
Yep.
term
Until the
from when he was on
next
council.
election. Any appointment like this, it's until the next regular election, and that will be next year. There was not one this year.
Are either, anybody here? The applicants, is anybody here? No? Oh, and you are?
Anthony.
Anthony, okay.
And just to confirm, you're the only individual? No one else? Okay. Just checking. I think to me showing up shows a lot.
Yeah. Either appoint or
I think,
wait a month.
might as well hit the ground running. I'll make a motion to appoint Anthony Holst as the replacement for Chris's position
To fulfill
to fulfill,
the remaining term of.
yes, what you said.
I'd like to wait a month, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote no, so.
So Chris ties.
Thanks.
Well, I'd like to
Um,
wait a month, but.
I'm kind of in agreement with Janine there. I'd like to see, if there are any more applicants, and, I commend Anthony for
Yeah,
showing up.
I do too.
Because I really, really appreciate that. So I would like to wait until December to see if we get any more applicants. This news article will go out, hopefully, they'll say, hey, we're still looking for applicants.
And I'll put it back on the website,
Yeah,
Facebook.
So I just have a quick question. So I guess where I'm struggling is like, can we just say there are 2 seats available?
I can't do it until he's actually.
not until Joe's actually gone. Alright, so, make the motion, Michael said yes, Janine said no, I said no. Guess
So
that's
the
all.
motion fails and then motion us to repost it again.
Mm-hmm.
Get a motion to repost it in December.
And thank you for coming. It's not personal.
I'll make a motion to repost the, city council position vacancy.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alright,
It'll be out there, they'll give it a little more time. Just
yeah,
extension.
Yeah, I feel like it was too fast last time. It was too quick. Okay.
so come back next one.
Yeah, come back next one.
Now, just maybe state it, you don't want him to reapply and the other one?
No,
It's
no,
just
nobody needs to reapply, we'll keep
No,
these.
no,
These applications are still,
It's still,
Right.
I
Good,
just wanna make
valid.
sure if you wanted him,
Yep,
that he,
yep.
no.
Nope.
I know.
No.
okay.
Alright, that covers all new business, we have no old business. Clerk report? Anything to add to that? No? Public Works?
I'm only gonna talk about the top item. Just quickly. So, I don't know how familiar you are that we have the well back here, the emergency backup one. Had ISU come in here because I'm kinda concerned that they shut it off in 2009, hardly ever ran it, ever. I was always told that it had high iron. Here's the water from the well, so I brought it with. They came, we let it run for an hour, and that's the good water. So,
Are you serious?
no, that's the water, I have to save the sample, they
Yes,
told me to show
yes,
it to
he's
me.
serious.
Yeah, cause I had them come out, cause our bathroom toilet got the water in it, and it's.
I'm not drinking.
So, This is the backup well. This is the one with the generator, so if we lose power.
It
This is
doesn't
the
matter,
one-
so it'd be a boil situation.
Well, no, the water has no bacteria, it's just full of iron.
Oh.
It's still
You can
safe.
still drink
I'd
it.
drink it.
Yeah,
You just won't be
you won't have to eat liver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more iron pills for you.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
more iron
for like the
pills.
rest of the year,
No more
right?
Flintstone
Yeah, no more Flintstones.
vitamins.
So they were here for most of the day. We did many tests on it. We tested the amperage, all that. Kind of ran down what it would look like to put in a filter. We had it well running. It wasn't too bad. They wanted to let it run for an hour before we got a test. At 40 minutes, the water started turning yellow, so we kept it running. Kept taking samples. Finally, it got so bad, they're like, you gotta shut it down. Because it won't even sample anymore, it's too high. And they were concerned at that point it was gonna get into the system, even though we were bleeding it out at the hydrant. So all the water, except for our public workshop, went out through the waterway. So they said they'll get back to me. Last week they got back to me, they're like, yeah, you probably don't wanna use that well for anything. Because even in an emergency situation, you turn it on, you're gonna wreck everybody's plumbing. I mean, look at the water, it's awful. And then they actually did like a mock filter of what it would be like if the water was normal to clean it out, so they can filter it. There is a way to get it out. However, the thing that puts us in kind of a bind now is that's our only backup. If we lose power for a long period of time, we got no water, especially if the water tower is low when we lost power, because we go through on average 90 to 100,000 gallons a day, 120 to 150 in the summer. You're not going to have a lot of time to, before we have to ration out the water. I mean, obviously something like that happens, we would go around and say, hey, please try to use as little as possible. We don't have a lot of industry other than Ag Partners. We'd be like, yeah, don't spray it. So anyway, we already had a sanitary inspection earlier this year, and that was one of the things that was mentioned on the MDH report was we don't have a backup generator in case of an emergency. So worked with Rural Water, myself, we did apply for a implementation grant for $15,000 to put a generator up at the well number 1, the main one we use. I guess what I'm asking is, I'd like to make it a priority to move forward. I did get some quotes for a new generator to be installed, hooked up. It's 20 weeks lead time minimum to get one, and it came in at around 48,000.
20 weeks.
So we won't know if we're gonna get this grant money until after the first of the year. I'm asking if I can maybe start moving forward and getting some plans done to get something up there. So if we do have a power failure or something, if we can at least run the well. So I don't like to have to spend that kind of money on it because we have a generator here, but they don't recommend us using this one at all because they're afraid that the pipes are gonna break and fall into the well, then we'll be drilling a new one.
So one question is what's the cost to move the generator from here up there?
That I didn't ask because if you take this one out, the fire department has no backup power. Because the only thing that generator does is run that backup well, which they determine doesn't have enough power to start it anyway, so really it only runs the fire department.
Oh, that generator is also runs the line to the fire department?
Yep. So if you take that one out, the fire department has no water, no power. That's why that option wasn't put out there.
Interesting, that's odd.
The only thing that generator powers is the fire department, nothing else.
During an emergency.
Yep, that's it. It doesn't empower this building. It doesn't power the public workshop. It doesn't power the well because you can't use the well anymore. The only thing it runs is the fire department. And that's how it was set up. I mean, it's been that way forever. Since 2008 or 2009. So what I'm recommending is, we consider at least getting some sort of generator system, either natural gas or diesel. I had both priced off the state contract, so that's the lowest.
Obviously, there's a gas line.
There's a gas line there, and Kyle and I were there and looked at it, so it would work. But so far, the diesel generator has been a little cheaper to get. So that's why I threw that one in there. This well here, ISG recommends, and I didn't dive too far into it. They said the first thing we should do is pull the well. that's a conversation for a work meeting when we have more time, because pull the well's gonna be 700 feet deep. If we have to pull it, you have to pull all the well pipe. If the pipe's fine or bad, we replace the pipe. If the casing's bad, then we really have to ask ourselves, what are we gonna do?
You sleeve it or you gotta install a.
And then you're still gonna have to install a filter system,
Mhm.
chemical. Plus, we found out that a backwash system is gonna flush out about 700 to 800 gallons a minute. That's not gonna work. The sewer lines aren't big enough it'll flood the sewer plant. So then we're gonna have to put in a
basin.
basin, yep. So getting that well started, just a preliminary look at it's gonna cost a lot of money. So it isn't gonna happen overnight. We just don't have the funds. I did work with Reese just in the last, since this Monday. He found a grant that we can apply for. He recommends. I told him we should move forward with that. We gotta work with Seed on that too. That would be to try to get some information on that, maybe get started working on it. But
Who drilled that well originally? McCarthy?
Is it Thien Well Company.
See, yeah.
Thien.
Okay, yep, I've heard.
There's a lot of manuals in there, but there's not a lot of other information on that one.
So well number 1 is the one up by the old ice rink, huh?
Yep, that's the one we use every day.
And that has no generator.
That has nothing. No, it didn't even have a monitoring system on it till this year, when we added that new pipe and meter, so. There's no generator on that one at all. So what they would do, Chris, essentially is they pour a slab, put it in it would be all contained inside of
It'd be in a small shed.
Small
Think of a
shed,
generator farm, just a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And it would be outside 50 feet from or however many feet it has to be from where the well is, so probably towards where that
The horseshoe pits.
horseshoe pits are, yeah. Depending on if it's gas or natural gas or diesel.
Are these generators like the size of a car?
They're like the trailer mounted generators that we have at the island.
Oh,
Yeah,
It'd be like that Cat or the Doosan that they have.
this one wouldn't be as big as,
I'm assuming you'd need what? 35 kilowatts?
I attached the quote, did you get it? Cause I guess I didn't see it, but I have it on my phone. I think it's a 110.
You know, our chances of getting a grant are like 0.
Pretty good,
Oh, really?
yep,
Well, it was a 10% match, is that what?
it's 10%.
10%
Oh.
match.
This one is
Well, we
pretty
can
good.
actually get, okay.
I think this grant, cause we
So
already
there's two
received,
of them.
there's two. The $15,000 is one, then there's a matching grant that we applied for through rural water. We already got 10,000 2 years ago for the same improvements to our well, cause we're in need, cause of our nitrates.
Okay, so the rural water is 10, right?
15.
Oh, 15. You're-
The other grant that Reese is applying for, that one I didn't touch on, cause it's,
That's 10%.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, he said did he do an estimate of 70 to 80 and it would cost us 7 to 8,000.
So
yep.
Reese is applying for both of them?
This one I already applied for.
The
The second one
the
Reese is
second
gonna
one.
apply for.
Oh, Reese is gonna.
Or me, one of the two.
So
Cause he has some, he's on the water commission, right? Or,
He's a
He's their
consultant.
engineer.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Engineer.
oh,
So
he probably has some.
what would our approximate price be that we would have to pay if we got both grants?
So let's just talk about the generator one first.
Yes.
If we receive the point source implementation grant, which we're not gonna know until January, that one I can say we feel confident on. Other ones too, we didn't get them. If we get that one, it would be around 60,000. And I'm just using high numbers for the installing the thing, cause you have to get an electrician in there to wire it. They haven't looked at it because I don't want to call them, spend the money if this is something you don't even wanna talk about. 45,000 is gonna cost us approximately to put it in with that grant money. It could be less, it could be more, cause I have not had any electrician look at the boxes, the panels inside the well. Cause if you call them to come look, they will charge you a service call, more than likely.
So this 48 is with if we get the 15.
That's that's if you put it in right now, Chris, 48,000 for that, without the 15,000.
Okay, so we're
So
like,
15 off that.
That's just for the generator alone, nothing else.
right.
Yep.
I mean, that 15 would probably cover the installation.
Yeah, that's why I wrote underneath the 48,000, 5 to 10,000 for installation.
So we're looking at $50,000.
Yep. And it could be more, I mean, probably around 50,000 by the time you take the 15,000 out of it, get it installed and up and running.
Didn't we tell you last year to stop spending money?
I'm all for it.
I think this is why the set water rates.
Yeah, that's why we talked about it, but then Minnesota Rural Water contacted me about something today, and they're like, we just had a conversation, he's like, you should, we're gonna send you some stuff for you to work on, and then bring it back to the December meeting. That's why I was like, let's just table it.
Yeah.
So,
But you're confident we can get at least the 15K?
I would say,
Like you've gotten before, right?
well, I got 10,000 for the nitrate issue
Yeah,
2
you
years
did,
ago.
you
Well,
did.
and I guess at this point in time, it really doesn't matter whether we get it or not.
Right.
Right,
We
we
need
need
it,
something,
yeah.
cause we have nothing.
At minimum, could we install, just a plug on the outside of the wall?
Cool.
And then go with, Minmore?
I had just talked to our electrician. He thought he would go look at that too.
Well, what?
Just
So
put a plug.
Minmore is Minnesota Warrant Sons for something, but basically it's mutual aid. So let's say there's a disaster here, we lose power, you put in a claim with Minmore, which we are a member of, correct?
Yeah, we're a member of
Yeah.
that one.
And basically, you know, you can ask that, oh, we need a generator to power the water plant. We need a back truck to come help with the sewer, something like that. So it's basically mutual aid between cities that you kind of belong a part of. So in essence, the city of Redmond, who has like 20 generators, could chip one in, or let's say Rochester, for instance, or, you know, the city would help out.
Somebody would help, I agree.
Yeah,
I would like to see one there.
that's the kind of the bare bones philosophy to get by. But you know, if we decide that that could be a stepping stone, because once we get that in, that then would also mean we would have the switch gear in to actually put a generator in.
Well, don't they have these like generators on the trailers that at the,
Oh, like farm ones, you mean?
well, where you get these dump trucks, like these state
Yeah, yeah.
auction places, don't they have them there?
Sometimes they sell them, you just gotta watch.
You just don't know what you're getting.
Right.
Well,
Well, I know where we have one. We wait 3 years. There's one at the sewer plant. Move it up there.
Wait.
We gotta do something with it. For 3, 4 years,
I
5.
don't care, I need my water.
make sure you hook it up to the sheriff's truck, because then it ain't stealing.
Right.
Alright, well,
I mean, it's hard to talk about these things in meetings like this when you have one, so I just wanted you really to be aware of how bad the water was, and
Yeah.
that we're really kind of now, doesn't keep me up at night, because obviously, but still, that's, this many people, for as many houses and residents we have, to not have any backup generator, especially when we took the water tower out of service, that could have really been bad, because I was always told that well would be fine, you just turn it on and let it run, the generator runs everything.
For
But
40 minutes.
Well, I don't even know if you get 40 minutes out of it anymore, because when the generator people were here, they're like, have you ever ran the well? I said, no. They looked at the numbers on the motor, it's an 80-horse motor, and what the well is, they're like, they probably wouldn't even, it would probably flip the switch and kill the generator.
what do you think it would cost to get an electrician in there to put a plug on the building?
Oh, not that much.
And I'm only saying that,
15, yeah. 1500.
and I'm only saying that as we have to have something in plan, or in motion for that. So, like Michael said, this Minwarn, or even worse, Sunbelt, or something to
Somebody
rent
get
one,
it something.
right? To rent one for the time being. I mean, I would like to wait until like December, just because the surplus, public surplus, to see where we're at with that.
I'm game with that, we'll get a plug in there, cause then we can,
But I would say, like, you know, why don't we just get a plug installed
Yeah.
and have that?
As long as we're, yeah. I mean, 15.
I mean, we're moving forward with it, I
Right.
know that, so, and it's worst case scenario, we have to rent one.
oh, somebody would have one. Like you said, the worst part is if it would be a terrible ice storm,
Yeah.
one of us would have to drive up to Sunbelt and get it.
Have them deliver it.
It's easy.
So I would, that's my recommendation is, get an outlet put in, whatever that takes, and then wait till December to see how this, surplus goes for this dump truck.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Well, if you wanna talk about that, I got an email, they didn't get their new one, so we're just gonna keep watching.
Oh, Coon Rapids.
Yeah,
is
they
it?
haven't gotten it, so.
I mean, I know where the dump truck's at, you just gotta put it in the windshield and maybe, I think it's missing 6 of the rear 8 tires.
This one's nice. It has here.
It's got a nice cat in it.
And it doesn't leak oil everywhere. I don't have anything else really, that was my biggest thing.
I actually have one question for
Yep.
you. So the Goodhue Christmas thing, that's the first week in December. Are you good with the streets and?
I've never. They usually call the county because it's a county.
Oh, that's right, that's
But
right.
last
that's
year
right,
they
that's
called
right.
and they didn't even care, so
Oh, that's
I
right.
can't speak for the county, I don't know.
Okay.
Don't they have to-
You're supposed to get a permit. I guess they should probably call. I think they usually do.
But don't they still, doesn't the permit have to go through us and then the county? No.
Not on that
It's
one.
not our street.
They'll probably call me and ask me if it's okay. They did
Like
last
2
year.
hours before.
But it's like 2 hours, so I don't think it's even so much for you
No,
guys.
it's the,
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yep. The only thing we have to do is get the stuff out of there, I guess. And we don't even do that. They come get it all. It's all stored in the shop. And I don't know if they're bringing it back because they mentioned they might not.
Did we get a liquor license for them?
they don't serve liquor.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They serve like,
Craft beer, I always get some.
They always serve like spiked hot chocolate or something.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's in the bar.
Nope.
No, that's outside.
That's on the street.
Whatever.
But that's a county street.
Yeah,
JC's usually do, no one came in.
no one came in, okay.
whatever.
Oh,
Cause they always serve like, isn't it hot wine or whatever it's called?
wine.
There we go,
Wine,
there we
you
go. I couldn't remember what it was. Some weird wine stuff that I don't drink.
Beer.
Yeah,
Yes, I missed that.
okay. I thought maybe it already came through and I forgot about it.
No.
Okay,
Alright,
we'll see.
anything else for you, Jason?
I don't have anything.
Lisa?
I just got an update from the cell tower guy. He finally replied to me. He says the only update I have is the client is looking at a different landowner to go forward with at a better location.
Perfect.
Perfect, good.
But doesn't mean all the stars will align, but if it doesn't, I'll reach out to you again. So he
Perfect.
just said that yesterday. The bonding presentation, I went down to Waukesha and met with the housing side of the legislature bonding to try to get us more money. One of the engineers came with me, we hopped on a bus in Waukesha and spoke to them, and they drove away, went on to the next one. So we've now met with both the House and the Senate bonding committee to try to get things started before we start going back up there again in January. To try to get money for the wastewater treatment plant.
I went to the one with you and I felt actually really good at that one.
Yeah,
Best I've
the
ever.
Waukesha one, went very well. The lead engineer spoke.
So that was the lead engineer through Zoneborough Sanitation
Yeah,
District?
it's a
Yeah.
sanitary district,
Okay.
Bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
He spoke at both of them.
One of the comments when I was coming off the bus was somebody said, I really like this project.
Oh my gosh. I'm
So,
And the one you and I attended in Rochester, or in Rhoda, in person, that one, they actually went to the site.
they did,
And
that's the
toured it.
first.
That's the
They
first.
wanted to know where it was.
Cause the site's out by the new
You know,
church, right?
they've never been that interested in that. Jasinski was he was not a proponent, but now once you see what it saves in money per city, for the Minnesota Pollution Control, everybody, labs,
And I don't, and
The
they're
savings
trying
is
to push
unbelievable.
that they gave us the 10 million to buy the land. Are you just going to let it go? You know, we bought the land. It's there. If they don't try to fund it, that was a waste, essentially.
right?
We're gonna have to build it anyways.
And we also got an email, Todd and I are going to a meeting next week to have the final plans of it all.
Yeah,
So
they're still
they're
moving forward.
really
but
moved
it's
forward.
just-
Office, they're gonna go over everything with us, just on our side, not.
Mhm.
It's gonna get built, it's just whether or
When?
not it's gonna get.
Whether we're gonna get
funded.
money, yep.
Yeah, so,
Closing on the sale of the field, you have some documents to sign, to the school. It's happening this week. We just got the documents on Monday to be able to finalize the closing for them to take ownership of the field.
Baseball field, right?
That, the SEMCRA, just an FYI, you notice that we get big checks to them. They're done now. There will be no more incoming for us to pass through the money on to SEMCRA for their, Department of Economic and Development grants that we've been part of. The last disbursement came, so you won't see them anymore. That's just an FYI.
So Suncrest is done in general?
It comes through
It's
us
just a pass.
and we write them a check. The state gives it to us and we pass it on.
So now where's the money gonna go? Directly to them?
Nope, they're done. The project's done. The grant's done. They've dispersed all their money and there's no
This was
more.
that big one where they update your home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
It's-
picked a certain amount of
It
people.
was us and Denison.
Yep.
It was.
And so now do they just pick like new communities?
Yep.
now? Okay, I was gonna say, are these people just like out of a job?
And
Yeah,
and
they
from
rotate
the
around.
from the sounds of it, there was not a whole lot of,
They kept extending it, it seems.
Yeah,
It's more
because
people
nobody-
to-
I mean, it was essentially free money for your home to upgrade it.
As long as you live there for 10 years, it was free, yeah.
Yeah, you remember, because I think that was,
I tried applying.
yeah,
I made too much money.
So
apparently.
that is done, and I just got an email today also from League of Minnesota Cities that our property casual rates for next year will be decreasing by an average of 2%, and workers' compensation rates will see a reduction of 25%.
Oh, finally.
Don't get picked.
That is all I have.
Alright. Council comments? I got nothing.
You got nothing.
Michael?
Nope,
Alright.
nope, sorry.
Mayor comments, I got nothing. Anybody else? Nothing? Alright, good motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
No, not yesterday. Yesterday they were in Gettysburg.
Good.